This is going to be a video lesson about the German Ü phoneme. This phoneme occurs in words like müde and grün. It can be a challenging sound for second language speakers to learn, so I hope you find the video helpful and interesting. In this lesson, we'll work through a set of example words twice, once before the instruction and once after. That way, you can practice the sound, compare your pronunciation, and measure your improvement. This is the second video in my series on the German vowel phonemes. Before we get into the articulation and comparison section, let's begin by establishing a baseline for your pronunciation of the German Ü phoneme. After the main lesson, we'll repeat the exercise so you can compare. Pronounce each word out loud. Bühne, über, Brüder, müde, für, früh, grün. Ü sits next to E on the vowel chart, and on the official vowel chart, which I'm showing you here, these two form a pair. And that indicates that the only difference is lip rounding. But there's some wiggle room with these sounds, and in standard German, they're realized with more of a difference. The Ü is pronounced slightly backer and lower than the E. So it goes maybe like here. So we're going to switch back to the vowel chart we've been working on, and we're going to put the vowel on there. Okay, this is pretty much where I want my Ü. So this is Ü as in müde or Bühne. So depending on your source, you may see these listed next to each other, or you may see this Ü a little more distant. It depends. Another thing for you to note is that Ü is a pretty tense vowel. There's kind of a lot of tension going on here in the lips and in the face when we're producing this sound, Ü, and that's key to pronouncing it. The tensest rounded vowel we have in general American English to compare it to is U. But U is not quite as tense as the German Ü, and also the lip posture doesn't compare well. We tend to stick our lips outward into a kind of kissy face when we pronounce the U in English, as opposed to what we do in German for the Ü vowel, which is more of a compression of the lips than a protrusion into that kissy face. Watch the difference in this recording. Food, food, food. Müde, müde, müde. You got a nice side view in that video, but in case it wasn't clear, we have some screenshots now, and I'm going to just trace the shape of the lips here to demonstrate what I'm talking about. On the left, we have food, or the U as in food. This is the kissy face that I'm talking about. And on the right, we have Ü as in müde, and you can see less protrusion. This is the compression. This is more tension. It's harder to stick your lips out into that kissy face with all that tension going on. And finally, a reminder. Vowel length is phonemic in German, and Ü is a long vowel. That means for English speakers, you should be holding this vowel noticeably longer than your average vowel lasts in general American English, and about twice as long as a short vowel in German. If you're just starting out, or if you're having a lot of trouble with this sound, or if you're feeling overwhelmed with all this information, try this. It's kind of like a shortcut. Start by producing E. That's a lot easier. Then round your lips without moving your tongue or dropping your jaw at all. So freeze everything and just move your lips into the rounded position. I sometimes call this E with an U face. It helps to do it while producing the vowel sound so you can hear what's happening and maybe calibrate a little. E, U. This is more of a quick trick, and it does lack the details and nuance we went over in the previous section, but I do hope it can help some of you. Now that we've covered the articulation, let's repeat the pronunciation exercise. Pronounce each word out loud. Müde, für, Bühne, über, Brüder, früh, grün. There are two ways to spell the Ü phoneme in German. So we've got the Ü right here on the vowel chart. We're going to put our spellings right here. We've got the U umlaut, and an example word would be müde. And it's also spelled sometimes with a Y. Example word would be typisch. In the next video, we're going to continue the series with a look at the vowel I, as in bitte. Thanks for joining me.